In the foggy dawn of May 27, 1905, the Japanese and Russian fleets faced off in the Tsushima Strait. What followed shocked the world: the complete annihilation of Russian naval power in the Far East. Within just 24 hours, Japan had sunk or captured 21 Russian vessels while losing only 3 torpedo boats. This wasn't just a battle, it was the moment the global power balance fundamentally shifted. But how did Japan, a nation that had only recently emerged from isolation, manage to humble the mighty Russian Empire? The answer reveals surprising truths about innovation, underestimation, and the birth of modern warfare. When Japan launched a surprise attack on the Russian fleet at Port Arthur in February 1904, few expected anything but Russian victory. European powers dismissed Japan as merely playing at war. They would soon discover the deadly cost of such arrogance. The roots of Japan's triumph lay in its remarkable transformation following the Meiji Restoration of 1868. While Russia remained trapped in feudal traditions, Japan had systematically studied and adopted Western military technologies and tactics. They weren't just copying Western powers, they were improving upon them. Japanese Admiral Togo Heihachiro, commanding a modern fleet built primarily in British shipyards, understood something his Russian counterparts didn't: the critical importance of speed, coordination, and precision in modern naval warfare. His forces trained relentlessly while Russian sailors barely practiced gunnery. Geographic advantages played heavily in Japan's favor. Russia's Baltic fleet had to travel an astonishing 18,000 miles to reach the theater of war. After this grueling 8-month journey, Russian sailors arrived exhausted and demoralized to face a fresh, waiting Japanese force. Meanwhile, Russian leadership was in chaos. Tsar Nicholas II vacillated between strategies, while his commanders, many appointed for aristocratic connections rather than competence, made catastrophic decisions. The Russian chain of command was so broken that orders sometimes took weeks to reach the front lines. Internal strife further weakened Russia. The war coincided with growing revolutionary sentiment, culminating in the 1905 revolution. While Russian soldiers fought in distant Asia, their homeland was erupting in protest. Japan's intelligence operations proved remarkably effective. They knew Russian fleet movements, signal codes, and battle plans in advance. In an early example of modern intelligence warfare, Japanese spies and diplomats created an information advantage that multiplied their military effectiveness. At the decisive Battle of Tsushima, Admiral Togo executed a brilliant crossing-the-T maneuver, allowing his ships to fire broadsides while the Russians could only use their forward guns. The result was devastating, with superior Japanese marksmanship finding its mark time after time. The aftermath reshaped global perceptions. A non-Western nation had defeated a European great power in modern warfare, something previously thought impossible. The myth of Western military invincibility was shattered forever. The 1905 victory accelerated Japan's rise as a major power and sparked anti-colonial movements throughout Asia. For Russia, the humiliation contributed to the fall of the Tsarist regime 12 years later. Today, military strategists still study this conflict for its lessons about the dangers of complacency, the importance of adaptability, and how smaller, more agile forces can defeat larger opponents through superior tactics, technology, and training. When Japan defeated Russia in 1905, they didn't just win a war, they shattered the myth of European invincibility forever. This wasn't merely a military victory, it was the first domino that would eventually topple every colonial empire on Earth. What if I told you that without this single stunning upset, the map of our modern world would be unrecognizable? The echoes of those Japanese cannons at Tsushima can still be heard today in every independence movement and power shift across the global stage. The echo of those Japanese guns still resonates today, a reminder that history's course can change dramatically when an underestimated challenger rises to rewrite the rules of power.